Today's video, we're going to be talking about the best startup business credit cards for new LLCs. Or you don't even have to be a new LLC. You can be a DBA, S corporation. But the thing about it is you are trying to find startup funding, okay? And here's the reality. When you're approaching banks, like your traditional banks and stuff, I know some people try to get business loans or business lines of credit. It doesn't work like that with major banks and everything, okay? So I have some third-party cards I'm going to show you, but also I'm going to show you one major bank that you possibly can get a business credit card, because I'm going to show you the easiest credit cards to target with them, okay? That being said, let's jump into this. Now, here's the first thing I would tell anybody if you have an LLC, an S Corp, DBA. You need to have at least one of these financial institutions. With your business, you can have multiple financial institutions, or multiple banks, or multiple credit unions, right? But I would tell you this, always include one of these major banks, okay? Now, in terms of my top pick, if I was starting out building business credit, trying to get business funding, then I would probably go with Amex, Chase, Capital One, Citibank, right? Now, with Chase, Capital One, and Citibank, you can see that they report to most of the business credit bureaus, okay? And that's very important, so I want you to keep that in mind, because that's going to be the thing that actually helps you get leverage to getting access to more funding as an LLC, DBA, or whatever structure you're operating as, okay? That being said, here's the thing about it. If you have bad credit, okay, I made a video about Wells Fargo and how to build up business credit with the Wells Fargo. Now, here's the thing about it. I would build a relationship with Wells Fargo. Now, here's the reason why. With Wells Fargo, okay, even if you have bad credit, you can still get the business secured card, okay? And Wells Fargo reports to Small Business Financial Exchange. They do not report to Dun & Bradstreet. But there's a purpose if you have bad credit or why you want this card. At least getting between 500 on a secured card, so you have to put up 500. I would say between 500 to 1,000. But there's a reason, so I want you to hold that thought. Now, another card that's an unsecured card that you may be able to get is the Capital One Spark Classic Business Credit Card, okay? And the reason I would tell you to try to get this card, because all you have to have is a 580 credit score, okay? And understanding that with Wells Fargo pulls FICO 9. Okay, so it's easier for you to build up your FICO 9 credit score than your FICO 8. But because this here Capital One is low-hanging fruit. So with this here card, some people are able to get above $3,000, you know, even with bad credit. So they may start you out maybe 500 or 1,000, but some people have been lucked out, blessed to be able to get at least 3,000 or higher. That being said, just say that they was to give you $1,000, all right? Now, here's the thing about it where people get confused, because they think they have to have a DUNS number, they think they have to have a paydex score, and that's not true. Not in reference to when you're trying to get funding. It has nothing to do with a DUNS number, it has nothing to do with a paydex score. One of the key secrets to getting good business funding from the major banks is making sure you have consistent deposits, okay? And so what that means, say that you are a DoorDash driver, or you do Instacart, or you have some other freelance type of business, or you just work a job. You work a job and you're trying to start your business and stuff, so you loaning money from your paycheck to your job, but making sure you're making deposits either on a weekly or a daily basis, so that you can actually have activity going on in the business bank account, okay? So it really has nothing to do with a DUNS number, a paydex score. But here's something I'm going to show you that's a back door to helping you build business credit as well. I made a video, and the video is about net 30s that report to Experian business credit, okay? And the reason that this is important, this is very important, okay, is because if you know how to build up your Experian and Equifax business file on the back end, you'll be able to get access to more funding. So these are the Experian business credit accounts that you can actually get that report, okay? So Laughlin and Associates reports to Experian. You have Summa Office Supplies that report to Experian and Equifax. You have Wise Business Plan. You don't have to necessarily purchase a business plan from them. They have other products and stuff. They report to Equifax, Experian, Dun & Bradstreet. You have NAV that reports to Equifax, Experian, Dun & Bradstreet. Then you have Strategic Solution that reports to Experian. Now here's the thing I want you all to understand. This is so important so that way you can clearly understand. The reason you want to try to target your Experian and Equifax because this is where the major banks are going to check in on your file. They're not checking in on your Dun & Bradstreet. Sometimes like Bank of America or US Bank may ask if you have a DUNS number or whatever. But most of the time, if you have an Equifax file build out and an Experian file build out, you're going to get approved. Now, this is the foundation of why you should do this. And there's one more thing that you also have to understand. You do not need a whole lot of net 30 accounts. You don't need 10, 20, 30 net 30 accounts. It's a waste of money. It's a waste of your time. All you need to average about 4 or 5 net 30s and making sure that you have the right business bank account and making sure that you have your deposits. This is what helps you qualify for funding. Okay, so building up that foundation is so important in order for you to qualify for funding. Here's another thing I'm gonna tell you. If you have a low credit score, this is what I would do. If you're paying rent, make sure that your rent payments is showing up on your credit file, okay? Because with the major banks, they're more likely going to pull your personal credit, okay? Now, here's the thing about it, especially when you come into business funding. Like I said, I do have third-party cards I'm going to introduce you to. But in order for you, if you're trying to get over to the major banks to get credit cards from the major banks, you still need to build up your business credit. Your personal credit as well. Okay, so you don't want to ignore that. So I would make sure that I have my rent payments. If I'm paying with cash and money order, then I would use one of these systems so that they can start reporting it on my credit file, because that can give you anywhere from 45 to 60 point boost, right? That, as well as adding some of these other things to your credit file. Now, this is important because of some of the credit cards I'm going to talk about. You're going to need a higher credit score, higher than a 580 credit score, okay? But they're some of the easiest credit cards for you to get in some of the major banks. So that's the reason that I'm sharing this with you. Now, that being said, you have Grow Credit and Purge. So if you have insurance payments, gym payments, subscription type of payments, they'll report that on your credit file. Also adding pledge loan, credit builder loans, Experian Boost, and my FICO Ultra Boost. I did make a video about my FICO Ultra Boost. I put a link in the description for that as well. Removing inquiries help increase the credit score by calling the dispute department or the fraud department and disputing some of those inquiries. Authorized users will help with the FICO 9. Now, extra debit card app as well as One Financial, if you're using your debit card app, this is definitely will report to help build up your credit score. The extra debit card app reports to your Equifax and your Experian on the personal side, okay? Here's one of those cards that I was talking about. But the unfortunate situation with this here card, you do have to have at least a 600 credit score. Now they pull FICO 8 Experian, all right? And it's a net 21, so you have 21 calendar days. Once you use the card, you have 21 calendar days. The average line starts at about $1,000. Some people have gotten $10,000, but the average, and when you have a low credit score, they starts out about $1,000, okay? But it goes up to $100,000, okay? And the good thing about it, it is one of those cards that report to Experian, Dun & Bradstreet, and Equifax. So in terms of helping you build up that foundation so that you can get access to more funding, this is where you want to start with your business credit cards as an LLC, DBA, or any other structure, okay? Now, I did a full video about this and how to leverage it to actually build up business credit as well. There's another card out there. It's called Cost Pay, okay? You can get it as a startup or a new business. For any of you guys, put it in the comment section if you all ever use this card. It's a Visa Fleet card, but it's no personal guarantee. Their monthly fees is like $2 a month. I don't know much about this card, but it is a card out there for no PG as for a startup, okay? Now, here is the easiest Amex credit card you want to get. That's the reason I was telling you about trying to add some trade lines to boost up the credit score, right? Now, here's another thing. I just made a video explaining the American Express hack. And so with that American Express hack, what it is, better yet, I'll put the link in the description so you can see the video, because it really helps you to determine which credit card you may be pre-approved for without a hard inquiry. So I put the link in the description of the video. Guys, Houston here. Let me ask you, are you tired of missing out on opportunities? Or have you missed out on opportunities because of lack of funding, lack of credit? Look, many of us know the best way to get wealthy if you have access to capital to be able to invest in these opportunities. And nobody wants to be an outsider, all right? So here's the reality. We're going to be having another real estate boom. We're going to be having another opportunity for the stock market to take advantage of those. Or you just may be wanting to decide, hey, I want to take a crack at starting my own business. But because of your lack of credit, lack of funding, you can't take advantage of those opportunities. Well, that's the reason we set up one-on-one consultation, so that we can help you create a game plan to help you understand how to properly get the funding you need to take advantage of those opportunities. Now, let me ask you another question. Have you ever been disappointed at a line or your personal risk? You don't know exactly what the lenders want because you don't know those data points. Now you're stuck. Or let me ask you this. Have you ever went to the bank with a 740, 750 credit score and applied for a line of credit or a credit card and you were denied? Well, there's a reason why, and that's the reason we tell you to schedule a one-on-one consultation with us, so that we can actually understand your financial situation, whether it's on a personal side or business side. Now, here's the thing about it. We offer 15-minute consultations, we offer 30-minute consultations, and we offer 1-hour consultations. Now, for most people, a 15-minute consultation, they just have a few quick questions and stuff like that because they maybe be ready to move to the next level. The 30-minute consultation, what ends up happening is we look at the personal credit, we look at everything that's stopping you from getting the funding you deserve, all right? Whether it's on the business side or personal side. Then the 1-hour consultation, this is where we build a full-on strategy in terms of helping you qualify for the funding that you need, whether it's on the business side or personal side. I used to be an outsider, okay? I didn't have the best credit. I didn't know how to get funding. And no one wanted to share their data with me. Nobody wanted to share their success with me. And so what I came up with a database that actually helps people like you to help get the funding that they need, or help put you on the path to get you the funding you need. Now, like I said, for most people, they may not want a 1 hour consultation. They may not want a 30-minute consultation. You just may only want a 15-minute consultation, and that's okay. But the thing about it, you need to be on the phone with somebody that has went through the challenges you went through in order to help you get over those hurdles in order to get you qualified for funding, whether it's on the personal side or business side. Now, if that's you and you ready to get over those hurdles and stop running into those walls that's pushing you back from getting the funding you need, click the link in the description or somewhere on this page. Let us help you get the funding you need. Thank you.